Welcome back to Downtown Disco with me, the fabulous Josh, and I am here with good old chum and filmmaker friend Sam Plummer. Hi Sam, you're live on Channel 4, please do not swear.
Hi Josh, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I am great. I am excited and anxious about this.
Well, you're anxious, we're just having a little friendly chat.
I guess I've heard of it being broadcasted to millions of people.
Millions. I think it's just my mum and a couple of others, babe. Don't worry about it.
I think it'll be my mum as well. Actually, I don't know, maybe not.
Anyway, how are you? How are you getting on in lockdown? Because you're not in Portsmouth, you're actually in London.
I am. Lockdown, I'm having a great time. At first I felt very anxious and overwhelmed by it all, but now I feel like I've got into a routine of doing some exercise and doing cooking, and I've been doing some writing. So yeah, I am kind of thriving.
Nice. And you, like I said, you're not living in Portsmouth, you're living in London, but you are from Portsmouth. You're Baffins, Milton, Fratton Way?
Milton. I am from Portsmouth, born and bred, Pompey.
You have just, in the last couple of years, you've been working on a movie called Plastic Boy. And the movie Plastic Boy has been something that you've spent quite a lot of time on. It was on a really low budget. Tell me about that process of making that movie.
So I wrote and directed and starred in and done the costume for a film called Plastic Boy, which was I described it as a comedy, like a grey comedy. It seemed like a fitting title. It's like a comedy, but it's also it's not very slapsticky or Miranda-esque. And it's I would say it's a bit day-to-day life. And I made it, oh my God, I don't know when I even made it now. 2 years ago, which is weird to say out loud because it feels like a few months ago.
Mm.
But yeah, I made it with super low budget, £5,000, which is just for a feature film is probably the lowest you can make it without it being terrible. And yeah, it was made of a very small crew. We shot on weekends only, Saturday and Sunday over 14 days. So it took how many months that is? 3 months?
Around about. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's been screening at a few festivals. It's screening at a festival next 12th of June. That's not next Friday, but the Friday after.
No, but we'll get to that in a minute. But going back to the making of the film a little bit, I think I went on a little bit of a Google search. You've got your own IMDb page, which I think is fab. I think it's exciting when you've got your own IMDb page. It feels like this weird legitimacy, which I know is ridiculous, but it makes you feel good.
No, yeah, it's got somewhat of an internet presence. It has an IMDb page, which is updated with pictures. And then it has a little knowledge panel on Google, which I'm excited for, where it says director Sam, and it has a picture. Yeah, it's been good. We've got a few good reviews, but I've kind of have sent off you submit for a review, and we've had 5 now, I think, and they've all been pretty good. There's one review I got for this guy that absolutely hated me, and he hated the film, and he gave it 2 out of 10. But besides that, it's great.
I mean, and looking at your IMDb, you've sort of averaged out a 7 out of 10, which is not bad for a day's work, is it?
I feel both of those reviews are me with a different name.
Hey, anything for good presents. I think that it's good to be honest about these things.
Yeah, I think both of the IMDb reviews are me. If you go on there, it's something really modest, 7 out of 10. It's a nice film. But the actual reviews are good. If you go on the IMDb page, it has 2 critic reviews, which are linked to the actual website, and they're all good. They are not me.
And tell us what the premise. Tell us what the premise of the film is. Give us kind of an overview of what it's about.
Okay, so I would say Plastic Boy is about a guy who has kind of got by in life by putting in the kind of most minimal effort he can. He has a job that he doesn't particularly like and isn't very good at, but has kind of gotten by. He kind of doesn't have any bigger aspirations than that. He's quite occupied with the guy at work that he likes that doesn't really give him the attention he wants. He's in this kind of limbo thing with his ex-boyfriend where they hook up and stuff, and he has a housemate that he's kind of growing distant from, who's kind of his best friend because she is kind of more successful, like professionally and romantically. So it's kind of, that's like the setting that it kind of opens up with. And then through like certain exciting incidents that happen in the film, he's kind of pushed to look at what he wants and what he wants like closer and who he should be in life.
Welcome back to Downtown Disco with me, the fabulous Josh, here on Express FM, offering you a little bit of zhuzh, a little bit of party for your Friday night proceedings. Now, I am here with good old chum, local lad, and filmmaker Sam Plommer, who is talking to us all about his screening of Plastic Boy at the Ramsgate Film Festival in June. What was the date in June?
It is the 12th of June, 1525.
1525. Okay, beautiful. So do check that one out when you can. You can find, where can they find you on all the socials again, Sam?
So my website is Sam Plommer Makes Films. That is Plommer, spelled Plommer.
Yep.
And Instagram is just at Sam Plommer, and then the Plastic Boy account is Plastic Boy Film. Yeah, you can find all the details there of this screening and all future screenings.
Beautiful, thanks very much for that. And I know that we were just talking in that break around kind of the idea of productivity in lockdown and how actually a lot of us feel pressures to have to do things in that time. So are you actually working on anything at the moment, or are you kind of using this time to kind of refocus, recalibrate, and just kind of look at what you've got already?
Yeah, so I feel like I always go through like very weird like moments where I'll be like really productive for like 2 weeks, and then for like that'll be counteracted by like a week of just like laying in bed with like a Word document open with like every intent to use it, but never actually typing anything. I feel like I'm mainly inspired by anxiety from not doing stuff, and then spite and jealousy that people are doing stuff. So kind of a combination. Yeah. Very healthy. So it's kind of like the combination of those two things that eventually will make me do something. I started off doing like writing every day for a couple of weeks earlier, but then I've kind of fallen off of that a bit. I think it's hard to keep to stuff like that in the current situation when it's like, I don't know, like I get kind of bored of things really quickly, even if I do like what I'm doing a lot. So I kind of need like some headspace from it. But I have finished a film that I had been writing for a while, and it was taking a long time to kind of take shape because it felt very like unclear in my head. So I've been working on that, and just kind of like I'm always like writing stuff down. I have like a notes section on my phone where it's just like full of like quotes that people have said or like weird moments that I intend to kind of incorporate into something. So yeah, even if I'm not writing something actively, I feel like it's always in the back of my mind. I kind of like always reshaping something.
So we're about to play a track from the movie. So tell us a bit about what happens in the scene that you use the track for.
Yeah, so I was really proud of this musical moment because it was quite fun and has a very light-hearted scene in a way that is kind of unique to the film, because I feel like I use like a lot of the music to represent like a more like introverted tone, whereas this is used during a party in the office that my character kind of reluctantly goes to pursue the guy that he likes. So it's a very fun kind of vibrant song, and it was really exciting to use.
Beautiful. I look forward to playing it. Sam Plommer, you've been an absolute joy. I look forward to seeing you post-lockdown and watching Plastic Boy at the Ramsgate Film Festival.
Thanks, Joshua. This was so exciting.
I'll see you later. Thanks very much.
Sorry, that sounded really insincere, but I loved it. What a great interview.
Beautiful. Right. We'll see you later. See you shortly. Thanks.